morning. So welcome back or welcome to Yoga with Ciara. It's day 6 of joy, finding joy in the little things. So many of you texted me pictures of flowers. It was just, it really touched me. So thanks for the pictures. And just the little things, I think often in me, I keep looking for the big changes. And when I start to notice the tiny, tiny little incremental differences that happen moment to moment in my life, this is where the specialness or the preciousness or the joy emerges. So today we're going to work with that upright pigeon again. Oh, that was so cool. And and then the wave and some balancing. In the very first day we did tray, so we're going to go back to tray. So great. So come lie on your back and we shall begin. So knees are bent, feet are flat on the floor, and just land and arrive onto your mat. Find the curves of you, the rise and fall of you, the feeling of the floor beneath you. Settle in by pushing your elbows down, wiggling your head, your shoulders, rocking your pelvis a little bit, pushing your feet down. How do you really feel the floor beneath you and then surrender your weight to it? Nice. Begin to sway your knees from side to side. And as you do this, just feel the sense of your belly, your hips, your thighs, your spine. Nice. Come back to center. Arch your lower back. Flatten your lower back down. So you're just creating an arching and a flattening into the lower back, rolling along the sacrum. Just listening in. How does my spine feel in this moment on the floor right now? Nice. So draw your right knee up towards you and just squeeze it in. So this knee coming up will be an element that we're going to use when we're balancing. Okay, so just feel your knee coming up and squeeze it in. And then bring your arms long beside you and just let your right leg travel out long so it floats just above the floor. And then draw your knee, squeeze it deeply up towards you. Keep your arms long beside you. And as you do this, as you draw your knee up towards you, let your bum lift a tiny bit off the floor, but just let it be a response to the knee drawing up towards your chest. So my left leg is really active into the floor. And I feel really powerful into this right leg. I feel like it's a really dynamic expression of movement. It feels very connected and awakening in my body as I move. Nice. Change sides. Draw your left knee up towards you. Squeeze it down with your hands. And just feel that sense of pulling deeply, folding deeply into the hip. Nice. And then let your left leg travel. Keep your arms long beside you. And as you squeeze your left knee up towards you, feel the slight lifting of your buttock. It's only small, and it's just a response of the knee trying to come up towards your shoulder. I don't think it'll ever get there. No, I don't think. Pulling your knee deeply, feeling your abdominal muscles engage, stretching down deeply, feeling your thigh muscles engage. Nice. Come back to center. So bring your hands in front of you and interlock your hands, and your elbows are bent so that your forearms are in a straight line with each other. I'll show you. So you're kind of like this. Okay, so your fingers are interlocked, your elbows are wide, and then just rock your elbows from side to side. I get all kinds of interesting sensations in my elbows and in my shoulders as I do this. So go slowly, go connectedly, go kindly as you move. Nice. And now draw the right elbow down towards your right hip and let your left elbow lift up kind of beside your left side of your face or your ear, your eye, kind of. Come back to square. Bring your left elbow down towards your left hip and let your right elbow rise up beside the right side of your face. My hands are still interlocked, and as I move, I can feel that my head and my hip are trying to help. So let them help more. So as I draw my left hip down, my left elbow down, my hip tries to rise to meet it, and my head is moved towards the left. So let yourself travel from left to right, following the tray of your arms. So it's a coordination on the floor. So cool. And I'm letting my elbow lift really highly so that not only am I squishing deeply, but I'm lengthening really strongly as well into the other side. Nice. I'm going to come back. One more time each side. Just get a sense of the tray of your arms moving. Bring your arms long beside you, stretch your legs out long, and just pause. Turn your palms towards the ceiling. Let your breath sink into your belly. When you feel both sides of your body, is there a difference between the left side and the right side? 2 shoulders, 2 hips, 2 legs. What's the very quick snapshot of the differences between one side of your body and the other? Size, weight, volume, connection to the floor, sinking into the floor, high off the floor, whatever it might be. Just feel that. Nice. So bend your knees, bring your feet to the floor. So lift your right foot up and reach up and hold on to your right foot. So it's a one-sided happy baby pose. So hold on to your right foot and draw your right knee down. So it's really moving down towards your outside of your right shoulder, outside of your right rib cage. If holding on to your foot is hard, then hold on to your ankle, or you can hold on behind your thigh and keep your foot in the air above your knee, okay? Nice. And then we're going to let the left leg travel. So draw the left knee up towards you and then lengthen the left leg slowly out. And as you draw the left leg slowly out, it's going to intensify the stretch on the right side. So just travel with the left leg. Only go as far as what wellness feels like for you. It's not about making a shape, it's about the inner feeling of your wellness. How do you travel? Squeezing your left knee up, lengthening the left leg long. Squeezing the left knee up, lengthening the left leg long. One more time. Squeezing it up, lengthen it long. Nice, change sides. So bring your right foot to the floor, draw your left foot up so it's in a one-sided happy baby pose. You can either hold on to the foot, the ankle, or behind the knee, as you wish, okay? The main thing is that your foot is over your knee and your knee is out to the side, kind of outside your shoulder, down towards the outside of your rib cage, okay? And then begin to travel with your right leg, remembering that as you lengthen your right leg, it will intensify the sensation of right legness. And just feel this. How is this in this moment? How does this feel? What lengthens, what moves? How do you connect to yourself as you lengthen the right leg, as you draw it up? One more time. Nice. Both feet to the floor and just sway your knees from side to side. Cool. So roll over and come up into your cat pose. And we're just going to start by rounding the lower back and arching the lower back. Well, the whole spine actually. Rounding into cat, arching. So feel that in your body. How does this move in your spine, in your body right now? Nice. Bring your right foot to the outside of your right hand and create that same movement again, arching and rounding. Really meeting the deep of that hip. As for me, as I arch, I really meet the deep groin, the bones of my pelvis, my lower back, the buttock. So a little bit of movement in many different places. So rather than just expecting that one place is going to move, how do you allow small amounts of movement in many, many different places? So maybe make the big movements smaller and spread the movement out a little bit more across the whole of your spine. You know, can you use the breath as you round? That will increase the sense of expanding. Nice, cool. So draw the right knee back, bring the left foot forward. And again, rounding the back and arching. So a little bit of movement in many different places. So rather than, for me, the area between my shoulder blades moves very easily because it's freer. So I'm thinking, oh yes, I'm moving. And then I go, oh, but my pelvis isn't moving at all right now. So how do I bring a little bit of movement into many different places? Softening the back of my ribs to be a little bit softer, and so that I'm really deepening into other places with movement rather than just the typical place that I usually move. Nice. So there now my pelvis is much more connected because I'm not just swinging into my typical movement. I'm not moving my upper back hardly at all anymore because that doesn't need to move. Instead, I'm really focusing the movement down into my pelvis, down into my hip. So nice. Nice. Both hands to the floor. Bring your right foot forward beside your right hand. And then bring your right hand to your right knee. And then drop your head down like you're trying to look at the inside of your right knee. You can, if you want, bring your left elbow closer to the floor, or just keep your left hand where it is. See what's right for you. Left elbow. Did I say elbow or hand? Left elbow closer to the floor if you wish. And then just travel forward and backwards, watching that right knee as you move, listening to your knee as you move, always connecting. As always, you can find some version of this when you're sitting on a chair. That would be bring your right hand to your right knee, turn your chest into a twist, and then just move your spine. Cool, let's change sides. Left foot outside of left knee. No, left hand. Left hand on left knee. Drop your head and look towards the inside of your left knee. Maybe bring your right elbow to the floor, maybe not. And then just travel forward and backwards. Again, if you're sitting on a chair, bring your left hand to your left knee, twist towards the left, and then wiggle your spine. Always just finding like, what could I do that's like this? My version of this. Super cool. So push back and come all the way up to stand. Cool. So the tray thing. So just standing in the middle of your mat and bring your feet so they're hip distance apart. So they're wider than just the way you stand, okay? And then bring your fingertips to touch. You're not going to interlock your fingers here. Your fingertips are touching. And then lift your left elbow and drop your right elbow down. And then the other direction. So we're just directly side bending as we do this. As you do this, if you feel... I think I swallowed a midgie. Yes, if you feel, so when I do this, I feel my left elbow, I'm pushing it too hard. So I'm softening my right elbow as I rise. So my left elbow, I can really lift high, but the right one, I'm slowing it down a little bit so that it's more the side body rather than the lifting of the elbow that's taking me there. So I'm really listening to sensations. Nice. So tilt towards the right. So your right elbow's down, your left elbow's up, and then bend your knees and bring your right elbow down to your right knee. Same knee, same elbow. Come all the way back up. Side bend to the left, and then bring your left knee down to your left elbow, same knee. And just travel. Drop your tray to the right, bring your elbow to your knee. Drop your tray to the left, same elbow, same knee. And just feel that. So I'm always amazed at, so a static pose where we just twist, or creating a shape like a side bend and then traveling in that movement. So for me, making a side bend and then bending my knees really connects me to like loads of different parts of my body. Nice. Drop your arms down, shake them out. Pause. Nice. So we're going to do a similar movement again, but it's going to be the opposite elbow to the opposite knee. So side bend to the right and begin to bend. And then as you begin to bend your knees, bring your right elbow to your left knee and then come back up. Change, side bend, and then twist. Left elbow, right knee. Side bend, twist. Opposite elbow to your knee. If you're sitting on the chair, then do this movement sitting on the chair. I can feel that my diaphragm is really squeezed by this and my breath is jagged. It's really cool. One more time each side. Opposite elbow and travel down. Opposite elbow and travel down. Nice. Roll your shoulders, big circles. And then in the other direction. Cool. So the next bit is balancing. So I think, so bring your shoulder over near the wall, the right shoulder over near the wall if you're using a wall. If you're not using the wall, then stand a little bit away from the wall or completely away from the wall, okay? So I'm going to instruct this so I can tell you what to do. So maybe bring your back to the wall. Yes, okay, great. Sorry, this is an unplanned moment of spontaneity. So bring your back to the wall and create your tray. And then drop your tray down towards the left. You got to bring your feet a little bit out from the wall and then lift your left knee up to your left elbow and then down. So you're leaning on the wall as you do this. Start with your wall completely there. And then do the other side. Tray down to the right. Bring your right knee up. So your bum is on the wall and you're balancing the tray over towards the right and then over towards the left. If you want to stand away from the wall, do. Drop your tray. So you start with the tray first and then you lift your knee. Tray, knee. And your tray gets really solid. Click, and then you lift your knee. Tray down, and then lift your knee. Okay? Next time you do this, we're going to pause. So tray down to the right. Lift your left arm up. Lift your right knee up. So my right elbow, right knee are connected. And my left arm is up towards the ceiling. Is it more stable in the tray or with arm up, I wonder? So what's really interesting is if I straighten my arm and my leg there and hold on to my foot, nothing else is changing except for the fact that I'm just straightening my leg. So see that? Maybe you can hold on to your foot. And because your center of gravity is not changing, it's quite easy. Nice. Other side. Okay, so tray down towards the left. Lift your right arm up. Oh, lift your left knee up. Squeeze the left side more. And so again, that sense of your arm and leg can just lengthen and everything else stays still. So I'm not changing my center of gravity. I'm just lengthening my leg, lengthening my arm. Come lie on the floor. What wonderful madness this is. So nice. God, I can feel that really squeezes my diaphragm when I do it. So land, rest. So did it help bringing your bum to the wall and balancing? Did you stand away from the wall? Did the tray help you balance? Did it not? What did you learn today? Nice. And then just sway your knees from side to side. And then bring the soles of your feet together, your knees apart. And just pause there. Resting down, resting deeply, pausing, settling. Landing, deepening. Nice. So stay there for another moment or two, pausing, letting your breath really land and settle so that you really feel like you drop down into a deep sense of rest before you move. I've really been noticing that. So I swim in my river every morning and every evening. When you first get in, you speed up because there's a sense of intensity about the cold. And then you just settle. And it takes time. You have to really hear the busyness of you and lean into the sensations. So right now, feel the dynamicness of you and then lean into the softening and the settling and the dropping. Nice. So lovely to be here. I'll see you all tomorrow. Another wonderful day of joy. And yeah, finding joy in the little things. You know, what gets in the way? How do you say, oh, every time I see a foxglove, it'll be joy for me. You know, that thing we were talking about yesterday. It's beautiful again this morning. Walking along, spotting foxgloves, going, oh, there is joy. So have a wonderful day, and I'll see you all tomorrow. Bright and early, some of you. Late and bedtime for some of you. So great. Bye-bye.